Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is part 6 of our Terraform Made Simple series. In part 5, we learned about locals and outputs, how Terraform computes values internally, and how outputs help us quickly see important information after apply. Now, in part 6, we are diving into one of the most important concepts in Terraform, variable types. Variables are the foundation of reusable infrastructure. And today we are going to learn the 5 core Terraform variable types that every project uses. Those are string, number, bool, list and map. I will also give you simple memory tricks so you will never forget these. Alright, let's jump into Visual Studio Code. Let's check the folder setup. Inside VS Code, I have a folder called Terraform Variable Types Demo. Inside this folder, I have created 4 files: variables.tf, terraform.tfvars, outputs.tf and main.tf. We are going to define variable types inside variables.tf. Assign values in terraform.tfvars. And then use all of them in main.tf with real AWS examples. And finally, outputs.tf will help us print important information like the bucket name and EC2 instance details after Terraform applies the changes. Outputs save us time and let us quickly verify what Terraform created. Let's start with variables.tf. Inside variables.tf, I have defined 5 variables, one for each type we are learning today. The first one is string. A string is simply text, anything inside quotes. If it sounds like a name, a word or a label, it's a string. We use strings for naming S3 buckets, setting EC2 tags, choosing regions and any other text values. The next one is number. A number is anything you can count. We use numbers for how many EC2 instances to create, port numbers, TTL, which means time to live, and timeouts. And the next one is bool. A bool is a true or false value. Think of it like this: bool as a button, on and off. True means on, false means off. We use bools to enable or disable features, toggles or conditional logic. And the next one is list. A list is a collection of items in order, like a shopping list. We can use list for availability zones, subnets, ports, CIDRs and so on. And the next one is map. A map is a dictionary, key value pairs. We use maps for tags, environment configs and metadata. Now that we define these variables, let's add actual values inside terraform.tfvars. Here I am giving real values. Project name string within double quotes. Instance count is a number. Enable versioning is a bool. Availability zones is a list with square brackets. Common tags is a map, key value pairs. Now Terraform knows exactly what values to plug in. Let's use these variables inside main.tf. At the top we have the provider block. Terraform needs to know which cloud we are working with, and in this case we are using AWS as our provider. Inside the provider block we specify the region. Here I am using US East 1, which is the North Virginia region. So this tells Terraform whenever you create resources, create them in AWS and specifically in the US East region. If you change this region, all resources will be created in the new location. And the next section is data block. A data block in Terraform is used to look up existing information inside AWS. We are not creating anything here. We are just asking AWS a question. In this case, our question is, what is the latest Amazon Linux 2023 AMI for x86-64 architecture? We set most recent equal to true. Always pick the newest version. And owners as Amazon. Only use Amazon's official AMIs. And we filter on the AMI name pattern. Amazon Linux 2023 AMI and x86-64 architecture. This dynamically fetches the latest AMI ID for us. This is better than hard coding an AMI ID because AMI IDs change frequently. So, using a data block makes our Terraform configuration more reliable and future-proof. And the next one is resource block. Before we move on, let's quickly check the AWS console. Here in the AWS console, you can see the Amazon Linux 2023 AMI. AWS shows the full name, version, architecture and kernel. In Terraform, we follow this same naming pattern. Our data block filters on the AMI name using this pattern. So Terraform automatically finds the latest version that follows this naming convention. And the next one is S3 bucket. We are using the string variable project name to build the bucket name and the map variable common tags to apply key value tags. And the next one is versioning. Using our boolean variable, versioning becomes on or off. True means enabled, false means suspended. And the next section is EC2 instances. Instance count controls how many EC2 instances Terraform creates. If instance count equal to 2, Terraform creates 2 EC2 VMs. For the AMI, we are not hard coding anything. Terraform dynamically fetches the latest Amazon Linux 2023 AMI. Then we use our list variable to assign one availability zone per instance. And for tags, we merge our map with a dynamic name tag that uses the instance index. Now let's run Terraform. Before running, first let's refresh our AWS console to confirm we don't have any EC2 instances or S3 buckets yet. Let's check that. No instances, no buckets yet. Let's run our first command, terraform init. Init downloads the provider. Terraform has been successfully initialized. Let me clear the screen. Let's run Terraform plan. Plan shows what resources will be created. Let me clear the screen again. Let's run Terraform apply. Apply actually builds everything using our variable types. Enter a value, yes, and continue. We can see the logs here. Creating AWS S3 bucket, instances, demo instance 1, demo instance 0, apply complete, resources 4 added. We can see the outputs section here, bucket ARN, bucket name and instance IDs. Let's check the AWS console again. Let me refresh the instances. Now we can see 2 EC2 instances because instance count was 2. Each instance in a different availability zone from our list. US East 1B and US East 1A. Let's check S3 buckets. Let's refresh this. We can see S3 bucket, Terraform demo, Tech Insights bucket. And then let's check the properties. We can see user defined tags, owner, platform team and project Terraform series. So the S3 bucket is created using our string variable. Tags come from the map variable and versioning is enabled because our bool was true. Also, if your S3 bucket creation fails, simply use a more unique project name. S3 bucket names are global. Let's wrap with the memory tricks. So string, think of it like a name, variable, label, a word within double quotes. Number means count. Bool, like a button on or off. List, line of items within square brackets. Map, like a mini JSON with key value pairs. If you remember these 5, you understand 90% of Terraform projects. And that's it for part 6 of Terraform Made Simple. Today, you learned 5 core Terraform variable types, how each one works with real AWS resources, simple memory tricks, how variables make your Terraform reusable and clean. In part 6.2, we will explore advanced types, objects, tuples, maps of objects, validations, and more. If you are enjoying this series, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone learning Terraform. And if you are following along, captions are auto-generated, but they are mostly accurate. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.